Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. US President Donald Trump and his Democratic challenger Joe Biden have gone head-to-head in the first of 3 televised debates before the US election in November. During a heated 90 minutes, the nominees clashed over everything from the state of the economy to the handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Opinion polls suggest Biden has a steady single-digit lead over Trump, but with 35 days until Election Day, surveys from several important states show a closer contest. Overall, the debate was light on serious policy discussion. Both candidates talked over each other, but Trump cut in 73 times. That's according to a count by CBS News.
Vote and let your senators know how strongly you feel. Vote now. Make sure you, in fact, let people know you're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question because the question is radical left. Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Who's on your list?
Gentlemen, I think
this is so unprecedented.
He's going to pack the court.
Not going to give a list. We have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
Politicians and celebrities have taken to social media to react to the presidential debate. Actress Kirstie Alley tweeted, "I've learned nothing from either side. I have no idea what either candidate will do. Total waste of time. Dumbest debate in history." In Israel, MPs have handed ministers the power to ban mass protests as coronavirus rates surge. The measures would mean demonstrators are confined to capsules of no more than 20 people and must stay within 1 kilometre of their homes. For weeks, big protests have taken place in Jerusalem against Benjamin Netanyahu's leadership. Netanyahu has described them as virus incubators without providing evidence of that claim. Meanwhile, Germany has also announced measures to limit the size of gatherings and fine those who break the tracking rules, as the country has seen a rise in virus infections. In an unusually emotional address, Chancellor Angela Merkel has urged Germans to continue acting patiently. Arrested Hong Kong activist Joshua Wong has urged Hong Kongers not to surrender to pressure from authorities just ahead of the upcoming celebrations marking China's National Day. Hong Kong police arrested Wong last week for participating in an unauthorised assembly in October 2019 and violating the city's anti-mask law. Wong is the latest in a string of activists being charged after last year's pro-democracy protests. The unrest prompted Beijing to impose a sweeping national security law in June.
One day before the Chinese National Day, I would say it's not the time for celebration. With the hardline crackdown from Beijing authorities and how President Xi wished to silence the voice of Hong Kongers, we just have to send a clear signal to the world. Even they try to arrest us, prosecute us, and even lock us up in prison, there's no reason for us to surrender.
Meanwhile, Chinese President Xi Jinping and other leaders of the Communist Party of China have attended an official ceremony marking Martyrs' Day in Beijing, a day ahead of the 71st anniversary of the founding of the country. The World Health Organization has pledged to investigate allegations that aid workers tackling the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo sexually abused and exploited women. The WHO and other aid agency staff were accused by 50 women in a joint investigation by 2 news agencies. Local women were allegedly plied with drinks, in hospitals forced to have sex, and 2 became pregnant. The allegations cover the period between 2018 and March this year. Fighting between Azerbaijan and ethnic Armenian forces has entered a 4th day in the biggest eruption of their decades-old conflict since the 1994 ceasefire. Azerbaijan and the ethnic Armenian enclave of Nagorno-Karabakh have said there were attacks from both sides along the line of contact that divides them. The fighting has spread well beyond the borders of the enclave, threatening to spill into all-out war between the former Soviet republics of Azerbaijan and Armenia. Walt Disney has announced it will lay off 28,000 employees, mostly at its US theme parks. Disney has cited the park's limited visitor capacity and uncertainty about how long the coronavirus pandemic would last as the reasons for the layoffs. The company's theme parks have taken a major hit from the COVID-19 crisis. Disney shut all its parks earlier this year as the virus spread, but only in Disneyland in California remains closed. And finally, Britain's Duchess of Cambridge has marked her appointment as joint president of Britain's Scout Association by joining Scouts for their traditional activity of toasting marshmallows over a campfire. Kate joined co-president the Duke of Kent at the organisation, which works with around 500,000 people aged 6 to 25. The Queen herself remains its patron. To mark the occasion, the Duchess visited young people from North London to hear how they had coped during the coronavirus pandemic and to join in with some of their sessions. And that's your international news around the world in 5. And now back to the Channel studios in Lagos.